I'll never forget the way she said it. Her words didn't come with shouting or slammed doors. They were quiet, almost casual, like she was telling me we'd run out of milk. I think we need a break, my wife whispered across the dinner table, her fork tracing lazy circles in the pasta she hadn't touched. The room suddenly felt colder, my chest tightening as if the walls themselves had leaned in to suffocate me. A break? That word didn't just hang in the air, it split it in half. I stared at her, unable to move, unable to breathe. What do you mean a break? I finally asked, though deep down, I already knew. She didn't answer right away. She kept her eyes on her plate, then slowly lifted them to meet mine. There was something in her gaze I hadn't seen in years. Hesitation mixed with guilt. You've been so busy with work, she said, her voice trembling but carefully measured. I don't know who we are anymore. I need space. Space. Break. Distance. All dressed up words for the same ugly truth. She was slipping away from me. But here's the thing she didn't know. I wasn't blind. For months, I had seen the late-night phone calls she tried to take in the bathroom. The sudden girls' nights, with people I never met, the quick way she'd lock her phone screen whenever I walked by. I had my suspicions. But suspicion without proof is like a knife without a handle. It cuts you, but you can't use it. Until last week. I had found the messages. Hidden in her email, of all places, under an account she must have thought I'd never check. They weren't graphic. No pictures, no explicit confessions. But they didn't need to be. Can't wait to see you again. Last night was amazing. He doesn't understand me like you do. Each word had carved a hole in me. I had spent nights staring at the ceiling, trying to breathe through the storm of rage and heartbreak. And now here she was, across from me, asking for a break, as if it were her idea, as if she were still in control. I felt the weight of the envelope in my pocket. For days, I had been carrying it around, waiting for the right moment. Tonight had just handed itself to me. Perfect timing, I said, my voice calm, almost too calm. Her eyes narrowed in confusion. What? I reached into my pocket and pulled out the envelope. I laid it flat on the table between us, sliding it across the wood like a card in a poker game. What's this? She asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Transfer papers, I replied, locking my eyes on hers. I've accepted the offer in Chicago. New position, new city. I was going to surprise you, but I guess this is better. Her lips parted, but no words came out. She looked like someone had knocked the ground out from under her. A break, right? I said, my tone sharper now. Well, consider this your chance. I'll be moving in 3 weeks. Alone. Silence pressed down on us. For the first time in months, she didn't have a clever excuse or a quick denial. Her face turned pale, her hands trembling as she pushed the papers back toward me. You can't just decide this without me, she said finally, her voice shaking. You already did, I snapped. Every time you lied about where you were. Every time you told him I didn't understand you. Every time you chose him instead of me. Her eyes widened. The mask slipped. She knew. She knew I had read everything. You went through my emails? She whispered, as if that was the crime here. I went through the pieces of our marriage that you left behind, I said bitterly. And what I found? You don't want a husband. You want a safety net. You wanted me here to keep the house warm while you played with fire. Tears welled in her eyes, but I couldn't tell if they were from guilt or fear of losing the life she'd built with me. I didn't mean for it to happen, she pleaded. I felt alone. You were always gone, and he was there. It wasn't supposed to be serious. I laughed, but it wasn't from humor. It was hollow, raw, the kind of laugh that comes when there's nothing left to hold on to. Not supposed to be serious? I said, shaking my head. You threw away 10 years of marriage for something that wasn't serious? She reached across the table, her hand brushing mine, desperate, shaking. Please don't do this. We can fix it. I'll end it. I'll do whatever it takes. I pulled my hand back as if her touch burned. I already fixed it, I said quietly, tapping the papers. This is me fixing it. A clean break, exactly what you asked for. Her tears spilled now, dripping onto the table. She was sobbing, but I couldn't feel sorry anymore. Something inside me had died the moment I read those messages, and what replaced it wasn't anger. It was emptiness. "You think you're punishing me," she cried. "But you're just running away." I stood, pushing my chair back. My legs felt like they were carrying someone else's body, but I managed to walk toward the door. "No," I said, my voice low but steady. "I'm finally letting go." When I closed the door behind me, I expected to feel free. Instead, I stood in the hallway, trembling, my chest heavy. I wasn't relieved. I wasn't victorious. I was broken. But broken was better than being lied to. The marriage we had was already gone, killed not by distance or work, but by betrayal. Tonight, she thought she could shake me by asking for space. Instead, I gave her all the space in the world. And for the first time in months, I realized I wasn't the one losing something. She was.